Chapter 3. The James Gates Code. The CERN data center was less a room and more a nervous system. Row upon row of black server monoliths stretched into the darkness, their LED status lights blinking in a synchronized, hypnotic rhythm. The air was frigid, kept at a constant 18 degrees Celsius to prevent the silicon brains of the facility from melting down, and the sound was a deafening industrial drone of cooling fans. Lena sat on the floor in aisle 4B, her laptop hardwired directly into the mainframe via a thick orange cable. She had bypassed the standard user interface, which was designed to make physics pretty for the public. She was working in the command line, a black screen with green text, where the universe was reduced to its rawest, most unpolished integers. She wasn't looking for particles anymore. She was looking for the noise. In high-energy physics, noise is the enemy. It is the static from the sensors, the thermal vibration of the earth, the interference from a passing train. It is the garbage data that algorithms are trained to scrub away so that the pure, beautiful signal of the collision remains. But Lena had the raw dump. She had the garbage. "Okay," she whispered, her voice swallowed by the drone of the servers. "Show me the silence." She keyed in the timestamp, 14 hours, 2 minutes, and 45 seconds. The screen filled with zeros, the null state she had seen earlier. But she knew that in computing, null didn't always mean empty. Sometimes it meant hidden. She began to look at the data immediately surrounding the glitch, the event horizon of the error. In the 0.0001 nanoseconds before and after the freeze, the sensors had recorded a burst of high-frequency static. To a standard physics algorithm, it looked like thermal interference. Lena highlighted the static. She didn't run it through a particle decay model. Instead, she opened a piece of software she hadn't used since her undergraduate days in cryptography. A linguistic pattern recognition algorithm. If the universe was physical, the noise should be random. True randomness is messy. It has no syntax, no grammar. She hit execute. The progress bar crawled across the screen. Analyzing entropy, pattern matching. Lena leaned her head back against the cold metal of the server rack, closing her eyes. She thought about Drive S. James Gates Jr., the legendary theorist who had once proposed that the equations of string theory contained something that shouldn't be there. He had found block codes, mathematical structures used to check for errors in data transmission. At the time, people thought it was a neat mathematical coincidence. A beep from her laptop made her eyes snap open. Match found. Confidence. 99.9%. Lena's breath hitched. She scrambled forward, pulling the laptop onto her lap. The algorithm had stripped away the random noise and rearranged the binary data into a grid. It wasn't random. It was symmetrical. The screen displayed a sequence of ones and zeros arranged in a double-even self-dual linear binary block code. Lena stared at it, her mind racing to comprehend what she was seeing. She recognized the structure. It was a Hamming code, a specific type of error-correcting code used in telecommunications and computer memory. When you download a web page, your computer doesn't just receive the data. It receives a checksum code to ensure the data wasn't corrupted in transit. If a bit flips from a 0 to a 1 by accident, the code detects the error and corrects it. The universe had just done the same thing. It wasn't a lag spike, she realized, the words feeling alien in her mouth. It was a checksum. The collision had created a data error, a variable that didn't make sense, a paradox, a corrupted file. And the universe, just like a browser loading a heavy image, had paused to run a diagnostic. It had checked the code, found the error, corrected it, and then resumed the simulation. The static wasn't thermal noise. It was the system talking to itself. Lena's hands shook as she typed a new command. She took the binary sequence she had found and ran a search query against the entire CERN database for the last 10 years of collision data. Searching. If she was right, this wasn't a one-time event. The system would have to constantly correct itself. Results: 4,000,000 plus matches found. The screen turned a solid block of green. The code was everywhere. It was in the background radiation. It was in the decay of the Higgs boson. It was woven into the fabric of reality like a watermark on a dollar bill. "We aren't discovering the laws of physics," Lena whispered into the cold room. "We're just reverse engineering the operating system." She reached for her phone to take a picture of the screen, but before she could unlock it, the command prompt on her laptop blinked. The green text disappeared. A single, blinking white cursor appeared in the top left corner. Then, text began to type itself across the screen. It wasn't an error message. Unauthorized access detected. User: Lena_Mirek. Action: purge. The laptop screen went black. A second later, the lights in the server room slammed off, plunging Lena into total darkness. The drone of the cooling fans died, replaced by a suffocating silence. Then the heavy magnetic lock on the server room door clicked open. Lena didn't wait to see who or what was on the other side. She grabbed her laptop, scrambled to her feet, and ran.